Hello, in today's session, we are going to implement lifecycle management to upload the object. Means we are going to assign a period of time to the object in a bucket. Means if you are taking some OTT movies, some of the movies are going to stay for long period and some of the movies are going to stay for the limited period. When the object has been assigned to the bucket, then that particular bucket is going to have some rules. Basing on the rules, it is going to see the time period, maybe 30 days. If we are assigning 30 days, after 30 days it is going to move to another bucket. For example, if you are seeing in this diagram, we are having a green bucket, that is S3 standard. Whatever the objects inside this bucket, after 30 days of creation date, it is going to move to the next bucket, which we will call it as S3 standard infrequent access. After 60 days of the creation, the object is going to move from second bucket to third bucket, which we will call it as the S3 glacier. And in the third bucket, after 465 days of date of creation, the object is going to move to the trash, means the object is going to delete. Imagine if there is a movie in the first S3 standard bucket, after certain period it moves to another bucket and finally it moves to the trash. That is the way movies are going to stay for certain period. That is the best example for this. We are having different types of standards, that is S3 standard, S3 standard IA means infrequent access. Next, S3 intelligent tiering, S3 OneZor IA, S3 glacier instant retrieval, S3 glacier flexible retrieval, S3 glacier deep archive. Everything is going to be in the downward direction, means if any object is in S3 standard, it can move to any of the bucket. But the object, if any of the object is in S3 glacier flexible retrieval, there is only the option to move to the downward direction but not to the upward direction. So now in today's session, we are going to learn how to give the time period for the object in the bucket. There are two types of time periods. That means we can give a time period to all the objects in a bucket, or we can give only few objects of certain time period and remaining few objects to another time period in a same bucket. For this, we are going to AWS console, click on S3 in recently visited. If not, you can go to search bar and you can type S3 and you can click on it. You already know how to create a bucket. Go to general purpose buckets and on right hand side you can see the create bucket. Click on it. As we are creating a bucket of general purpose, give the name as bucket name as lifecycle 456, ACLs enabled. Click on ACLs enabled. Click on block all public access. Click on Acknowledgement, scroll down, click on Create Bucket. As the name already exists, now the bucket is being created. Already I am having one bucket, that is life cycle 789. That is the reason it didn't consider life cycle a name. So that is the reason I have given life cycle management. I am removing the previous bucket not to get confusion. Yeah. Now we are having only one bucket, that is life cycle management 1029, and I have created that bucket in United States North Virginia. Now we need to give the life cycle management for that particular bucket. So click on that, and on top you can see different tabs: objects, metadata, properties, permissions, metrics, management, and access points. Click on management, scroll down, click on create lifecycle rule. As I told you that we need to create a rule, that means how much period, how much time an object is going to store in that bucket. So that time period we need to give. For that we are going to click on create lifecycle rule. Give the lifecycle rule name as IT and ITC section. Click on apply to all objects in the bucket. Under choose a role scope, we are having two options. One is the limit the scope of this rule using one or more filters, and second one is apply to all the objects in the bucket. So whatever the objects I am going to upload in that bucket, this rule will be applicable to all the objects. So click on it, click on the acknowledgement. Here we are having some of the actions for the lifecycle rules. First one is the transition current versions of objects between storage classes, transition non-current versions of objects between storage classes, expire current versions of objects, permanently delete non-current versions, delete expired object, delete markers or incomplete multi-part uploads. As it is a checkbox, you can click on multiple options. I am going to click on transition current versions of objects along with the expire current versions of objects. Click on acknowledgement, go down, standard IA. As I told you, at first object will be in the standard. At first object will be in the standard. Later it is going to move to standard infrequent access. So that is the reason we are getting the option standard IA. Why? Because already whatever the objects we are going to upload, it will be in the standard. So next is the standard IA. How many days it need to stay? Maybe 30 days. Now Click on add transition. If you observe next, automatically you are going to get intelligent tiering, because after S3 standard you are going to have intelligent tiering. So that is the reason default it is going to come for intelligent tiering. Here maybe 45 days. Next, click on add transition. You are going to get one zone IA. Here we are having one zone IA. Here I am keeping maybe 180 days. The integer value for intelligent tiering must be at least 30 more than the value for standard IA. Here I have given 30. It is asking at least 30 more, means I have to give 60. Okay. Next we can add transition, but we are going to get the option Glacier instant retrieval. As it is chargeable, I am not going into Glacier. Next, days after object creation, expire current versions of objects. When it has to delete, maybe 365 days. So from the date of creation, for after 365 days, that object is going to delete completely. Whatever the options we have given here, it is going to show in a graphical representation under review, transition and expiration actions. So on day 0, object will be uploaded. On 30th day, objects move to standard IA. On 60th day, objects move to intelligent tiering. On 180th day, objects move to one zone IA. On 365th day, objects will expire. This is the rule that we have created to the objects which we are going to upload in our current bucket. Click on create rule. Now the rule is being created to this bucket. So whatever the object I am going to upload in this, after 30 days it is going to move to standard IA bucket. After 60 days it is going to move to next bucket, and after 180 days it is going to move to next bucket, and finally on 365th day from the date of creation the object is going to be deleted without manual. This is the way that we are going to give the life cycle configuration to the bucket and life cycle, basing on the life cycle rules given to the objects. Okay, this is about today's session. Thank you.